Alrighty, what's up y'all? Welcome to the channel for anybody checking me out for the first time. Let's get my face here together, and welcome back to all my subscribers and constant visitors. I like to say that a lot just because I feel like some people might be seeing me for the first time, and I like to just appreciate that they're watching me and my googog and my flim flam. And for all those that have stuck around for my googog and flim flam, I appreciate you sticking around for said flim flam. So I really appreciate the folks that's checking me out on Instagram. Got a few new subscribers on there. It's pretty awesome. Got a few new subscribers on the YouTube channel. It's pretty awesome. I really appreciate those folks purchasing those Insta360s with my affiliate link. That is the most awesome because I get dollars from that. I get the monies. So really appreciate that. So now to the meat and taters of this video. Like, I should have made this video a while ago. And if you've been around my channel for any amount of time in the last few months, I've been talking about this kitchen project I was yapping about a few weeks ago. It was something I did over the winter, started over the winter, and legit finished like maybe 2.5, 3 weeks ago. So it took longer than expected, of course, as any home improvement projects generally do, especially if you're doing them on your own. But it did save me quite a bit of money. I am by no means professional at home improvement stuff, carpentry, anything like that, but I'm also not necessarily a novice. I have some experience in it myself, and my buddy Spider kind of revamped the house that I'm living in now, basically from the ground up, or more likely from the ceiling down. We did all the floors, literally the floors, the walls, drywall, paint, banisters, toilet, sink, vanity, freaking the house. Like, it was unlivable until we got there. And of course, if it was something beyond our skill level, it required multiple certifications or permits, then we paid for those dudes, or he paid for those dudes to do it. And then we eventually, I liked the house so much from working on it, like I knew every nook and cranny, and I was like, yo man, I'll rent the house from you. You recoup the money you spent on fixing up the house, and then I'll just buy it from you. So that happened, and then fast forward to 8 years later, now the wife wants me to do stuff, and I don't want to, because I feel like everything worked and it ain't broke. So let's wait till something breaks, or if something needs to be repaired, or just general maintenance around the house. I like to try to keep the house upkept so it's just not in disrepair. But I was like, look, the kitchen works, the sink works, the countertop is a countertop. It didn't matter what I said. As you can see from the video, this kitchen has been pretty much gutted. So I don't know how I'm gonna structure the video. I'm probably just gonna yap, and then I will edit the video to accommodate for my yapping, depending on which part of the video I'm talking about. I'll probably splice in some shots of the kitchen, and or maybe do like a little montage thing at the end of the video. I don't know. I'm just gonna yap, and I'm gonna let it play out and let it do its thing, and then I'm gonna go from there. So the kitchen project didn't even really start in the kitchen. It started in the bathroom. I changed the vanity, or the dang, I keep saying vanity. Vanity's still there. I changed the faucet. We got fancy faucet now. We got hands-free faucet. You just wave your hand and the water comes on. Ooh, nice, very nice. Changed the medicine cabinet because she wanted a new medicine cabinet. Old medicine cabinet was brown, and color scheme didn't match something fancy eyeball she's got. I don't know. Then ended up changing the actual lighting above the cabinet, and I was like, okay, we're good. But then once you start one thing, you gotta move on to something else. Her main goal was really the kitchen. I agreed to this project because it was wintertime. Wasn't gonna take away from me riding a motorcycle, so I thought. And we would be done in a matter of weeks. And that did not happen because life happens in general. And then some days I was just like, I'm not doing this. Not doing it. I'm taking a break, and I had some studying and crap to do along while I was doing all that crap. So anywho, so we started off with the, of course, pulling out the floor. I ripped out the entire floor. Like, I did most of the kitchen. Oh, let's say it started off at a good 95%, and then ended up going down to, I don't know, a good 80%. My wife and daughter kind of kicked it up a notch towards the end when I was like burnt out and like, I'm not painting a damn thing. I painted some stuff, but it was towards the beginning, and it was towards most of the demo stages. So anyhow, ripped up the floor, which was a tile floor. It's not vinyl tile, actual tile, ceramic tile, with a hammer and chisel. And the mastic, or the tile glue they use for this stuff, had to be made out of Thor's pubes, because I could not get through it. Oh my God. I had to bust up damn near each individual tile, and I forgot. I haven't used this set of skills in a long time working on a house. It's been about 8 or so years, other than minor stuff. I was like, yo, let me just knock these tiles out and I'll be done. Tiles are ridiculously heavy. I went through so many garbage bags because at first I didn't have the contractor's bags, and I was like, damn it, gotta go get contractor's bags. And it started the slippery slope of spending money on a home project. You think you're going to spend some money, it's going to save you some money in the long run, it's going to save you some stress, which it does save you quite a bit of money doing things on your own rather than hiring a contractor or having a professional come out and do it, if you have the skill set or the knowledge or wherewithal to accomplish the task. Does it save you stress? Hell no. Hell no.
Hell no.
I was stressed out the entire time because I was like, why did I agree to this? But now I agreed to it, so I got to do it because that's just kind of dude I am, right? So knocking out the floor tiles, found out, hey, floor tiles are extremely sharp when you hit them with a hammer, and they splinter into 1,000 pieces and stab you in the forearms, and then you find out you're bleeding when you go to the bathroom to wash your hands. I was shanked up about 4 times, didn't even know it. They were so sharp. There was a couple floor tile shards embedded in my forearm. I didn't even know. I was just bleeding for no reason. I was like, what, the balls? I'm like, what? Am I dying? I'm dying. My life juice is coming out right now. This is it. It's over. So ended up switching to long sleeve shirts and got the floor tiles out. Got most of them out. Wife came in and busted up a couple floor tiles because she was probably pissed off at me for pissing her off because she pissed me off or something. I don't know. But she got to take out some frustrations on some floor tiles, and then I got back to work, got those out, got the cabinets sanded down, and I am talking about sanding a ridiculous amount. We went from straight wood grain wood cabinets, actual wood, to painted all white cabinets. So we had to sand the cabinets, prepare them for cabinet or wood filler, fill the filler, sand the filler down to make it prep for another coat if you had to use another coat. And then we did primer, straight up primer, because I didn't want to use the paint primer first because I didn't want it to all soak up into the wood. So we did 2 coats of primer, sand it, paint it, sand it, paint it. 2 coats of paint primer, which is the good stuff, the latex paint. Paint it, sand it a smidge, just so that the next layer will stick to it, because latex paint is exactly that. It's latex. It basically forms a rubber glove around your surface, and it's very easy to clean off, which is the allure of latex paint. So if you put another coat of latex paint over latex paint that is fresh or cured, sometimes it might not necessarily stick. This broad GPS interrupt me while I'm yapping. Anywho, so that's a lot of work. There was a ridiculous amount of sanding that went into these cabinets, and I spent hours and hours and hours sanding. So got the cabinets painted very well, got the floor all ripped up. I left the floor for last because it was pretty much the area we were going to be tearing out the kitchen, and I didn't want to put down new tile and have crap falling on the nice new tile. It's just ridiculous. So what we did was went from the cabinets, and once we got the cabinets all sanded and done, and then we got the kitchen cleaned up from all the dust in the air and around the house, we moved on to the countertops. Now we use stone coat epoxy countertops. It's awesome. It has my name, which means it's just ridiculously cool, and it's actually pretty easy. If you look at the instructions and you read the instructions, you look at the videos, your brain will make it more complicated than the process actually is. It's a 2-to-1 ratio. You mix the stuff, you pour the stuff, and then you let it sit. And then you get whatever designs you want to get, you slap them in there, you let it sit. You hit it with a heat gun, pop the bubbles, you let it sit overnight, 24 hours, and then you mix a clear coat of the exact same material that you mixed the day before, pour it on top, and now you have sealed your design layer inside of your clear coat, and you've built up your counter to a nice, even level. It is self-leveling. Basically, you get a trowel, you move it around, you stick it where it's got to be, and then once it has been a place, once you move it, they kind of form together and continue to fill in the gaps if you have them. It's a pretty cool process. Didn't take very long. It was a little stressful because neither one of us knew what we were doing the first time, but now I could do it in a jiffy. I'm not, but I could, and it worked out okay. But somebody said, hey, let's put the counter coat epoxy freaking top coat on, which is supposed to make the counter more durable, more scratch resistant, more heat resistant, but it also dulls the appearance of the counter. My wife is fancy-ish. Like, she's not snooty, but ain't no way. I told her, you're not gonna like it. You're not gonna like it. Nobody listens to me. You're not gonna like it. Put it on there.
covered up her pretty colors. And when I say covered it up, I mean it made it not completely, but pretty much opaque. You couldn't see through it very well. And she did a lot of work to make this thing sparkle, shine, glitter. And I'm talking sparkle, shine, glitter. It's got metallic flakes. It's got high pearlescent paint in it. It's got the works. It looks like a bowling ball was flattened. A really nice looking bowling ball. And it's marble look countertop. So she designed each section. You know, she did it all by hand. She feathered it out with the heat gun and made it all how she wanted it to be. And then we covered it up. And guess who had to sand that crap off? This guy. And I'm talking another set of hours and hours of sanding on a countertop surface that is built to be abrasion proof. You know what a sanding disc is? It's an abrasive. It's ridiculous. I spent another couple hours sanding, like a couple hours a day, like 1 or 2 hours trying to get this stuff off. And it's a very thin coat, but it hardens quickly and it does the job. So shout out to Stone Coat Epoxy for their countertop top coat, because that junk is legit. So I got it off, but of course it is now a little dull, a little dim. We had to do some finish polishing. We sanded it with I think I had 60, 80, 120, took it up to 220 for the finer sanding, and then you clean it off with some isopropyl alcohol, and it looks wet. It looks very nice, and then you of course cover it again with another clear coat. Had to purchase another clear coat, and then it was good to go. So the countertop's finished. Ended up doing the floor in an active house. Now, I do not recommend this. If you want to change your floor, just get a new house. Just get the house that comes with the floor you want, because it's ridiculous trying to do a floor in an active house, especially a tile floor. The vinyl tile, quick, fast, but the glue tile, and we used porcelain tiles. Like, she legit got the porcelain tiles. Fancy Pants wanted the porcelain tiles, so we got the porcelain tiles. Porcelain tiles are heavy. We did 12 by 24, which means I had to lug boxes and boxes, hundreds of pounds of tiles into the house by my onesie, glue them, back butter them, notch the floor, put the tile down, put my leveling system down, and wait a day or two and let that section dry before I could move on. Now I tried to do as big sections as possible, but there was a few sections I couldn't do, like under the stove, under the fridge, because like I said, it's still an active kitchen. I couldn't unplug anything. I did cut the power to the stove. We were using the air fryer for quite a bit, but yeah, it's a pain in the butt. So we ended up getting everything moved around the kitchen. My daughter helped me. We throw everything up on a dolly. We move it over here. We move the kitchen, or wherever section of the floor I'm working on, we move the crap to the opposite section of the floor. But that section had to dry before I put any amount of nominal weight on it, or I'd be shooting myself in the foot, screwing up my glue, messing up my notches, compressing my tiles. Not a good day. I only had 1 or 2 hollow tiles at the end, and I don't know how. I used about 4 buckets of glue, which is about 45 pounds a piece. There's so much glue in my house, it's ridiculous. Anywho, so the floor got done, and let me say the floor got close to done. And then Fancy wanted the brushed nickel, I believe, or brushed steel. Our whole kitchen theme is like crystal-y stainless steel. Granted, it does look awesome. I am not a designer by any means, so it's her thing. But man, when somebody got an eye for stuff and they want you to keep changing it, bruh, not fun. But it worked out well. Kitchen looks great. We ended up finishing off the floor with dang, I can't even think of the name of it now because my brain is on fire from trying to remember all this crap. The toe kicks. Basically, the bullnose pieces for the edge of the steps. You have to set them in with the tile, so you cannot have the tile down first. So my last few tiles had to set with the bullnose in. Oh, I forgot to mention, somebody had to buy a buttload worth of tools that I was not prepared to get. Like, as an adult, I do not know when the switch flipped and Home Depot became Toys R Us. But I do respect it and I do enjoy it, but I was just not ready for these tools at the time that I had to buy them. But I needed them because I didn't have them, and the project goes much better when you got the proper tools for the job. So I got myself a chop saw, I got myself a tile saw, I got myself a hand sander, an orbital sander, 5-inch circular, and I don't know if I can turn on red here. I'm doing it, but it worked out. I got the tools. Tools are cool, but now I got nowhere to hang them because I got to find some more storage for my garage. Anywho, got a reciprocating saw, which I already know how to use these things, but I've used my buddy's stuff or we rented them
back before I was able to afford to purchase my own as I did this time. So now I got a bunch of tools. Ray, great, but now I have tools, which means I'm eventually gonna have to do some more stuff. I'm telling you, just wait. I'm gonna have to do some stuff, and I don't want to. So, in the process of buying the tools, I forgot to tell you, I hung crown molding. We put up crown molding in the kitchen because you wanted crown molding. I do not know why, but it looks good now. And got the toe pieces in. We did a new toe kick around the base of the sink and cabinet area, countertop area. New dishwasher, which I installed. Installed the new sink, new stainless steel sink. We did get a faucet in the kitchen. It's not fancy faucet, it's normal faucet, but it is pretty neat. I'm sure it's gonna be switched out for fancy faucet any day now, but this is just not, just knock on wood. Let's see, what else? Sink went in well, it's deep. Dishwasher went in pretty good. It's not as good a dishwasher as she had hoped. It's a good dishwasher. It's not a good dish dryer. It uses the latent heat of the water that you use. So if you got cold hot water, like cooler hot water, then your dishes aren't going to dry because the built up heat from the water, however they engineered this system, I do not like it. It does not have an actual active heating element. But it was a pretty good price, so you can't really knock it. But I'm hoping we'll keep it and I don't have to be forced to pull out the dishwasher and sell it or whatever. But it does do the job. It's got 3 racks and it's looking pretty nice. Sink is pretty good. What else? Did some. Oh, good lord, the ceiling fan. My God, it's called a fandelier, I guess. It's fancy. Like, it's got retractable blades. When you turn it off, it's just a chandelier with the sparklies and the jiggly balls. And I am not kidding. The balls on this thing are impressive. They are very kind of like kaleidoscopy. You know, they do pretty good, but they're LED powered, and you know, she got me on that one. I love LEDs. But when you turn this thing on, it starts to spin just a smidge, and then all of a sudden, the blades flip out. They go forward and reverse, depending on if you make that selection, and it's actually pretty fancy. Completely silent, unless the balls are touching. Yeah, which she did accommodate for. She removed some, and the surgery went well, and now the device is pretty quiet. So it's fancy. It changes colors. It's got fan settings. It's got some Wi-Fi stuff we haven't even used because I don't need it. And yeah, it's pretty fancy. But then my lovely daughter decided, hey, I got LED lights in my room. It'd be cool if we put LED lights in the crown molding, which means somebody had to drill a hole in the drywall above the cabinet to access the power outlet for the microwave, which has an extra socket, because why not? I was like, why didn't you think of this, you know, before you guys painted? Oh, I'm sorry. During this time, they did paint the wall. She changed the entire color of the kitchen. She painted the ceilings. She bought new covers for our recess lighting, which I think I installed them. But it looked pretty good. I painted the old ones. Of course, she didn't like it, so she bought new ones. Installed that. Installed a new light at the top of the stairs. Oh, man. I think I got all of it. There's been some minor touch-ups here and there. There's some grout lines that needed some work. There was some, so like I said, I had a couple hollow tiles. I ended up buying the tile emergency stuff, which works like a freaking champ. You basically drill a hole in your tile, or not your tile, sorry, in your grout line, below, to the line below where your tile meets the floor. Not into the subfloor, but just at the floor, on a couple sides of the tile to allow the air to escape. You squirt the magic goop in, which is basically a more liquefied glue. You put like a 50 pound weight on that section of the tile, let it sit for 24 hours, clean it up. It's basically awesome, like Elmer's floor tile glue. So that stuff works. If you ever need to use it, go ahead and grab you some from the Home Depot. It is legit. Out of maybe, geez, I don't even know, 70 tiles, maybe 50. I don't know. I had 2 hollow tiles, and not the whole tile, just a section, a corner of something where we probably walked on it too early and it broke up the material, and that material was just unable to hold up the floor tile. Moved on down to the steps, did the landing, put in the fancy brushed pieces, and done. Like I said, there was some touch-up stuff. I had to put the lights in, drill a hole, make sure everything was good to go, patch the hole with some drywall mud, splat, good to go. Daughter painted over it. Everything's looking nice. Kitchen's looking nice. And I am done with home projects for now. So, I know it's a step away from my usual motorcycle content, so I tried to blend the two by talking about stuff on the motorcycles, just like I did in my movie reviews way back when. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little change in venue and change in material for the channel. And yeah, check me out on Instagram. Buy yourself an Insta360. Shameless plug for myself. Yes, of course. But the camera is awesome, and they are giving it new features all the time, and they are always on sale, especially on Prime Day, holidays, Father's Day. Good stuff. So appreciate you guys watching. I'm gonna go hunt for some murals as I usually do. And I'm out.